stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have Jenkins to present.
Thank you very much. Moving on to board president comments. I'll make my comments brief this evening because I'm guessing that everybody's been kind of busy preparing for the school year, and we are at the home stretch, and that is absolutely exciting. And I would like to thank everybody for their efforts, and I'm looking forward to hearing great things next week. So, yeah, what's of interest? Reports of interest. Reports of meetings. You want to start off?
Mr. Bailey and I are handling the New York State School Board Association annual meeting. The resolutions were emailed out. Where we got them, we get a chance to look them over. Any comments, stuff, please direct them to Mr. Bailey. Take it out and we'll get on the roll.
Thank you very much. Any other reports of meetings?
Another board meeting, but I have a conflict to bring up.
Ms. Cuddy?
A couple weeks ago, I was able to attend, it wasn't a big event, it was a student recital for local lesson students. But like you said, I just started teaching it, so got a lot of stuff. But really, it was a senior recital. It was really nice to have that closure to see so many seniors have their moment. Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Any other reports of meetings? Hearing none. Moving on to visitor comments. The Gates County Central School District Board of Education invites public comments at this time. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. We ask that individuals state their name and address prior to comments. We utilize the podium microphone to address the board. Although the board does not respond directly to individual comments at this time, when it is brought to the attention of the board, may be taken under consideration for future response or action. In order to comply with the laws related to confidentiality, we ask that issues related to specific school district personnel or students be brought to the attention of the superintendent of schools privately. The board reserves the right to terminate the speaker's comments if visitor comments are in excess of 3 minutes, are repetitive, or are not appropriate for discussion in the public forum. Mr. Flynn.
Thank you. Jeff Flynn, I'm at 18 House Lane. I thank you all for the time, and I will try to speak right to the 3 minutes. I had a great conversation with Superintendent Daly today, and I kind of wanted to have the same, quite concise one with the board. I think there's a great opportunity here for us to model and to show students how to critically think about problems, and not just take it dictate, but look at this problem, look at both sides of the issue, and come to a conclusion. I think there are 2 sides of the issue of masking COVID. I think both sides should be looked at. I think there are inconsistencies in what we've been told. We've been told masking doesn't work. First thing Fauci said, now it works, okay? Wow. We were told if you get vaccinated, you're done. Now we're talking about a third booster shot in 8 months. Some of this stuff just doesn't make sense. We're ignoring natural immunity, which there's a lot of people who got it. I went got it. I probably got it. And if you go to the CDC website, they tell you for every other vaccine, if you've had chickenpox, don't get the shot. We're not following the science here. And I think we need to look at it. I think we need to challenge it. I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I think we're also missing the fact of freedom. This is what the country is telling us. If you want to be vaccinated, you want to be vaccinated, I think that's your right. principle or any of the other things. So why is this different? I think also there's a couple other things. We're ignoring the fact that we have 1 million people coming across the border, 40% COVID infected. They're being seeded across the U.S. We have no idea where these people are. We probably don't have no idea how many in New York State engaged. Is that what's causing the spikes? It's something to think about. And I just think that this is a great learning opportunity to put this in front of the kids, have them debate like a model UN type of thing, both sides of it, and in the meantime, we engaged need to keep our minds open, and we need to be willing to say, this isn't right. Because the worst words ever said in history are, I just was following orders. Thank you.
Very much.
Sir, thank you very much, everyone.
Office of Instruction Report.
Good evening, President Penske, Superintendent Daly, and members of the board. Thanks for this opportunity to share an update from the Office of Instruction with you this evening. We'll do some introductions. We're going to jump right into some high-level work that we do throughout the Office of Instruction, as well as some of the summer accomplishments, and then finish with some of the goals and the work moving forward throughout this year. And so with that being said, I'm joined here tonight by Katie Miller, Director of Secondary Education, as well as Suzanne Goff, Coordinator of Professional Development, Community Engagement, and Aaron Eugene, Director of Elementary Education. Thank you for being here tonight. Other members of the team, very important to the work that we do, are Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Martino, as well as Mary Mann, Assistant to the Coordinator of Professional Development and Community Engagement. So we thank them and want to recognize them. They do. Everything works within the Office of Instruction. So this year, as you know, we had an opportunity to do some restructuring. And throughout that restructuring, some of the key things that came to the surface were strategic and intentional support for the work that we do around supporting districts, as well as building administration and teaching leaders. In addition to that, efficient meeting structures. So thinking about effectively communicating through the meeting structures that we develop and individuals that we meet with throughout the district, as you can see from the graphic. Detailed minutes, action items, newsletters, pieces of information where we can get out and be visible throughout the buildings in the district. We have to gather feedback and work collaboratively for a two-way approach. In addition to that, it enhances capacity for us to be able to think through the organizational structure and lead the critical work of teaching, as well as the priorities and goals of the district. Consistent implementation, having a restructure provide us opportunity to have some accountability at the elementary and secondary level to ensure that we are providing high level of teaching and learning throughout the district, as well as vertical and horizontal alignment. Collaborative approach through, as I said, two-way communication, but also working closely with our teachers, teacher leaders, as I said, building and district administrators to lead our work, layer the information to all groups throughout the district. And last but not least, appreciate and celebrate. And so honoring and respecting the challenging work that is teaching and learning, and celebrating the great things that happen throughout the district. Again, as I said, high level overview of the work that we do are really encompassed within these 6 areas. Thinking about instructional programs, the UPK, elementary, middle, and high school programs that we offer, and RTI, as well as summer programming. Curriculum, we'll talk a little bit about tonight, highlight some of the great things that happen throughout the summer, but also instructional best practices, ensuring that we provide opportunities for our teachers to continue to grow and learn through professional development, which is aligned with the work that we do and the focus around strategic planning, and our building goals and district goals. community engagement, partnering with Gates and Shiloh, having an opportunity to work with other affiliates throughout the Rochester area to build a strong relationship that will support our students and our staff, as well as our teacher leadership. Over 60 teacher leaders throughout the district to be able to have an opportunity, as I said, to have that collaborative conversation, to understand what our students need, to meet them where they're at, to be able to have a high quality teaching environment throughout the content for each level. And then separate programs, whether it's developing, managing, and implementing new programs like we did this year, or working collaboratively with BOCES to be able to provide opportunity for those throughout the summer. So with that, I'll turn it over to Kate.
What do you think? You just told me I'm very careful with this. So summer curriculum in Gates Highlight always really starts with our teacher leaders. We have a really great organization of teacher leaders at every level that lead, they facilitate, they plan the work for summer curriculum that takes us through the summer, and not only sets the stage for the summer work, but then for the work to come. So this year we worked with them in June for a full day, and the other thing that we've done for many years with our curriculum work is make sure that it's consistent vertically. So whether you're developing curriculum for kindergarten students or high school physics students, we follow the same format, we have the same goals. So for this year, what we really wanted to focus on was our instructional focus of rigor, that you'll hear a little bit more about tonight as we go through our presentation. And so as we worked with our teacher leaders in June, we talked to them about what expectations do we have for rigorous curriculum instruction and engage them in activities around that. How can we develop our curriculum that will support our teachers and make sure that the instruction that they deliver is rigorous? And then how can our units really be organized in a way that will lead to this consistent and equitable implementation? So no matter which teacher you have, you know that you're getting an authentic, inquiry-based instruction, at least the higher order thinking. So we started that work with our teacher leaders, and as they planned for the work over the summer, this was the focus of their work. And so curriculum is led, like I said, with our teacher leaders. We have over 60 at every level. At this point, we've added a few new teacher leadership positions this year. So the structure really focuses on every area of programmatic support, elementary, middle school, high school. And then once the teacher leaders plan that work, there were over 150 teachers that were involved this summer. And what we do, usually every three or 4 years, we do a consistent training for these teachers, the 150 teachers, or some years it's more than that, so that they're all really on the same page about our expectations for curriculum development. We did that last spring. We actually did it virtually. Suzanne and I held like 4-hour training workshops with them virtually to get them ready for summer curriculum development. So just to make sure, again, that they're on that consistent page, we all have the same expectations going into what we want for our students and what that needs to look like in curriculum so that it comes to life in the classroom. So Erin's going to talk a little bit about highlights from the elementary level.
Okay, so as you can imagine, Katie and I have been working very closely since we began our new roles to make sure that there's been a very smooth transition for all of the work that's been happening this summer. I wanted to share a couple highlights from elementary, and we're going to start off with math. Our curriculum writers were very hard at work on math this summer, and they focused this summer on kindergarten and first grade. The reason being, last year, as you may remember, grades 2 through 5 began using a new resource called Everyday Math. And this summer, this school year, kindergarten and first grade will begin using that resource. So that was the focus this summer. Everyday Math is a great resource. Teachers are finding it to be very cohesive, standards-based. It still has an inquiry focus, which we wanted. And Atlas, our curriculum system, is up to date for kindergarten and first grade. Teachers work to create pacing guides, lots of details so that when teachers come back in the fall, they're going to be ready to go. I just want to make a note that our building math teachers have been amazing in their leadership around this work, in anticipating teacher needs and planning for teacher needs as we move into the fall months. ELA has continued a multi-year project, and this summer the focus of that work has been on going a bit deeper with our assessments and our learning activities and resources. So what that means is our teachers, again, put a ton of detail into our systems so that when all of our